And I said, what's so fun?
No.
Everybody's heard of Memphis, Tennessee. Not very many people have heard of West Memphis, Arkansas. There's a reason for it. Memphis, Tennessee is a pretty cool town. And Memphis, West Memphis, Arkansas is a shithole. It's easy. Some great musicians came out of West Memphis, Arkansas, though. And Towns and I were doing some shows together. We were playing this place in West Memphis. It was the best place that you could play in West Memphis. The very best place that you could play in West Memphis, Arkansas was a place called the 8-Ball Lounge. You can tell by the name of the place that it was definitely set up for music. There was a pool table right in front of the stage, about as far away from these guys drinking beer and shooting pool, and the stage is right here. This big television right here. Playing the Saints game. People were throwing shit at the TV. It's a hell of a place. We were playing there for 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, Towns and me. And over in Memphis, there was our old friend Odetta. You know Odetta, the great gospel folk singer out of New York. She was playing over in Memphis, Tennessee at the music hall. So Towns and I allowed that we were going to try to be on our best behavior and go over and say hello and pay our respects to Odetta. And the first night that we did it, we made it across the bridge and got backstage and paid our respects to O. And that went very, very well. First night we made it back across the bridge to the hotel room and went to bed. And that was the first night. The second night was, well, you know, it was one of those deals where there's good news and there's bad news. Well, the good news is we had bail money. As we played 2 nights, we had a pocket full of money and we could get out of jail eventually. There was this young girl, very smart, beautiful young lady, took a fashion to Towns and enjoyed talking to me at times when I wasn't in the way. Spent the whole 2 days, 3 days with us that we were there. She went over with us the second night to see Odetta. And in just case, she went to jail too with us because she was there. Back in those days, they put women in one cell and men in another, but you could talk to each other and swap cigarettes and stories. So we were swapping cigarettes and stories. And I really had a lot of respect for this woman. She was very young, very pretty, but she was smart. She was so smart, man. She could talk about almost anything. But it was pretty well known let's just say that she owned her own business. Let's just say that she was in business for herself, if you know what I mean. And, so by that time, we were all drunk enough to try to tell the truth to each other, which is a bad place to get. Don't ever get that drunk. When you start telling the truth to everybody, because nobody wants to hear it. So we were sitting there talking and swiping cigarettes, and I asked her, and I said, Jen, how does a person like you become a prostitute? And she says, man, don't call me no prostitute. Oh, shit. Because, I mean, I knew the deal. And I says, well, I mean, we've been together now, the three of us, for 3 days, isn't it? I mean, what, I mean, she says, no, I don't have, I said, well, what should I say then? She says, well, just don't call me a prostitute. I said, what should I call you? She said, well, whore's all right. You can call me a whore. The sheriff, here's where she was going with this. The sheriff was standing outside the cell, big old fat bastard, standing outside the cell, and she says, man, I ain't no prostitute. I ain't never run for office, not one time in my life. And she looked up at the sheriff and she says, ain't that right, Earl? And Earl said, yeah. Well, as it turned out, Townsend and I got out the next day. They held our guitars hostage because the sheriff's wife played guitar and wanted Townsend to teach her how to play Pancho and Lefty. So as soon as Towns taught her how to play Pancho and Lefty, then we got our guitars back and we're out of West Memphis. Then the jail story was over. But I hope the stories aren't bothering you too much. I'm a very lucky man, as you know. I get to sing songs about my friends and songs that my friends wrote. Towns Van Zandt was a great friend, and I get to spend time with people like him and Dave Van Ronk every night just because we hung out. And I can keep the thing going if I'm lucky. If my luck improves, let's just say. Play this song called Mickey Finn. In this part of the play, Towns Van Zandt plays the part of Mickey Finn. The part of Odetta is played by the Queen of Diamonds, or vice versa. Thanks a lot. I love you for coming out. You could be almost anywhere tonight. I mean, really. No kidding, it's a great place. It's really weird. We were trying to find it this afternoon. We rode by it, and Yella said, "I think that's the place." And I looked at it and I said, "That ain't the place. Look at that yard." I was thinking to myself, a place like that ain't gonna hire an old broken down showgirl like me. It's a beautiful room. A lot of heart in here, a lot of feeling. Thank you again for having me. Appreciate it. Ask me again. Come back. Play a song called Mickey Finn.